rocky cliffs and golden fields that surround Casper, Wyoming will make you feel like you've truly arrived in the Wild West. Many RVs pass through here, and travel has sure improved since the earliest caravans hit the dusty trails. Back in the pioneering days, Casper was known as the Crossroads of the West. It was the halfway point for the settlers making their way from the Midwest to the uncharted territory of Oregon and California. The Oregon and Bridger Trails, the Pony Express, the California Trail, and the Mormon Trail all came together here as they headed to South Pass, the only place the mountains could be negotiated. It was a tough go, and if your RV travels have offered a somewhat sheltered journey so far, here's a chance to experience this heroic part of history firsthand. A local outfitter known as Historic Trails Expeditions will get you on board a hand-built Conestoga wagon and test your grit along the old Oregon Trail.
On our short tours, we do go right in the actual ruts of the Oregon and California, the historic trails, and we come through rugged parts of that trail, and we experience what it's like to get down with tough terrain, how they had to get the wagons, how they slid down the hill. So we come right through from steep rim rock where the settlers did on their way west to Oregon or California. The Oregon and the California trails were created by immigrants and by people wanting to go to Oregon and California for land or for gold. And they created deep sets of ruts with their hundreds of thousands of wagons and millions of head of livestock. And they traveled from St. Charles, Missouri to Independence, Oregon, or to Sacramento, California on these trails. They're 2,500 miles long. They're the largest peacetime migration by people in history.
These Conestoga wagons are painstaking replicas of the originals, with only a few hidden springs added to lessen the abuse of the Rimrock Trails. For many of Morris's guests, it's a real change from the high-tech suspension systems they're used to.
We work with a lot of people that have RVs, and they can just pull right up to where our wagons and horses are and get right on. It's easy to drive out here. We have lots of RV campgrounds right in the area.
Which makes it easy to stop by for any one of Morse's many cattle-rustling, trail-riding adventures.
We do wagon trains and also horse riding vacations. You can come out and ride the wagon for a short period of time, 3 hours, 4 hours, one day, or spend overnight in our Indian village. We also have 2, 3, and 5-day trips where you can travel on the actual route of the trails. We set up Indian lodges every night. It's a learn-by-doing experience. We cook with Dutch ovens like the pioneers did.
Although the Casper trail riding experience is authentic, the trip planning is modern indeed. To taste the pioneering days for yourself, visit Historic Trails Expeditions online at historictrailswebsite.com. You can make trip reservations right at the site. So click away and get ready to make your home on wheels at home on the range.
There's no arguing that the landscape around Casper has seen its fair share of history. But we had a whole new appreciation for it when we headed down to the North Platte River. Just southwest of Casper, the river runs through a natural wonder known as Fremont Canyon. The canyon is Casper's most popular recreational area, a must-see for anglers, boaters, and birdwatchers. But this cool mountain stream isn't just a welcome playground. It's a force that's cut through 1,000 feet of hard, rocky ground. And it's left behind a geological scrapbook that the rockhound in your group can use to trace back billions of years.
We were here at the time that those rocks were created. We'd actually been in a magma chamber more than 10 miles below the Earth's surface. They have very coarse crystals of quartz and feldspar and were formed deep in the earth. The rocks lower down, which are generally pink, are the granite, and the pink mineral is potassium feldspar. There's a rock unit right behind me over here on the left, which is very black. That's a diabase dike. That tells us it has a different age. It's slightly younger. It's 1.3 billion years old. rather than 3.2 billion years old. And it was a time when we had lavas injected up to the Earth's surface. And these dikes represent the plumbing deep in the Earth where that basaltic magma was being injected up towards the surface.
The slow-moving North Platte River has taken some 33 million years to erode through these rocks and expose the mysteries we see today. You can fish or enjoy the wildlife along the way, and you might even discover that perfect campsite you thought existed only in your mind's eye. The wonderfully exposed canyon offers plenty of places to dry dock while enjoying the unparalleled beauty of Wyoming's wide-open spaces. After a day or two on your own in the wilds of Wyoming, you'll likely be in the mood to return to the comfortable amenities of campground life. And when that time comes, you can pull into the Casper KOA. It's right off the I-25 and just 2 miles from all the action in the downtown core. The Casper KOA is one of those places that has mastered that special blend of accessibility and solitude that's often so hard to find.
It's very centrally located, yet it's quiet, which is a hard combination to find. Sometimes you find something that's really right on the highway, but you also hear the highway. Here it seems very quiet, which is nice. And the folks are very nice who own it and run it. They're in fact having a buffalo barbecue as we speak.
The popular buffalo barbecue is all part of the frontier appeal of this KOA. Around here, you can discover the Western Front on the back nine, or just enjoy the sense of humor that the owners work into every detail. The Casper KOA's 85 campsites include 60 pull crews, 3 camping cabins, and hookups for water, sewer, electric, cable, and telephone.
Well, we're finding it just perfect.
Very comfortable.
Very
The altitude is
comfortable.
great, the humidity is great, the temperature's a little high, but we've been promised that that's going to pass.
And even if it doesn't, it's nothing that a little dip in the pool won't fix. Open from March through October, the Casper KOA has sites opening up on a daily basis for new arrivals. But in July or August, it's best to make reservations if you can. To get in touch, you can find the Casper location in the KOA directory or hop online and visit them at koacampgrounds.com.
Looking for a way to pass the time with the campground full of kids? Try making Mad Highway hats. You can make them as gifts and maybe give one to the driver in your group.
Cut a strip of construction paper and attach it with tape or staples. Then cut a black strip to use as a highway to attach to the hat. You can even make highway markings by drawing lines.
And then the fun begins. Take a piece of construction paper and cut out some small RV shapes. Grab the glue and you can create some highway traffic. The nice thing is, up here, no one's ever going to cut you off.